Hello, my name is Sam Street and I'm here today to talk about animal cruelty. Imagine you're sitting with your family, minding your own business, when suddenly you're kidnapped and forced into a cage all by yourself. A syringe is forced down your throat and you suddenly feel your stomach going numb. It soon spreads to your lungs and you're sitting there unable to breathe. You sit for an hour, helpless. Finally, the big guy that forced the syringe comes back, but he goes to your neighbor in the next cage and rubs some powder on his skin. The skin starts burning and blistering. The pain is unbearable. Later, after you've started recovering, the big guys come back and they start talking about how they've made millions of dollars off of your suffering. That is the truth behind animal cruelty. Many people see animal cruelty as just hitting your pet or neglecting them, but it's a lot more than that. Today, I'll talk about 3 topics that tend to be glossed over when discussing animal cruelty: cosmetic use, cruelty versus discipline, and scientific use. These may be some difficult topics to discuss, but these are facts that are going on in our world today. Animal testing is an old practice that is still used around the globe. It may seem like an insignificant fault to our country, but tons of animals suffer every year. Everyone knows some cosmetic products that say they're cruelty-free. Mary Kay, Clinique, and Maybelline come to mind. But there's a lot more that goes on than the public knows. According to PETA, those companies mentioned and more pay extra so they can sell their products in China, and they test on animals to do so. China has a law saying that animal testing is not illegal, and a lot of times require cosmetics to test on them before they can sell their products. This means that these cosmetics are spending even more money just to test on mice, rabbits, and sometimes dogs to prove to China that they don't hurt animals. No product should be sold unless it's proven to be unreactive to humans, so I suggest using e.l.f. Cosmetics. It's a very cheap drugstore brand, but it's also very high quality. They use 100% vegan and proven to be good for you products in their cosmetics. The National Anti-Vivisection Society says that companies don't even need to test on animals because their ingredients are generally recognized as safe. Years of animal testing has given us tons of ingredients that are proven to be unreactive to humans. Animal cruelty versus discipline. It is very common to hit your dog with newspaper when they've been bad, just like it's common to spank your child when they've been bad. But where is the line between disciplining them and being cruel? According to sentient media, every minute an animal is abused. Being sentient means being capable of feeling. This means that every minute, one or more animals are abused because somebody crossed the line between disciplining them and cruelty. And it's not just physical abuse, it can also be emotional abuse. Everybody has seen the videos of the dog running to the hospital to see their owner or crying on their grave. These aren't fake videos. These are very real. Animals can cry and they have very real feelings. There's videos of dogs being left on the side of the road waiting for their owner to come back, or kittens being thrown in plastic bags and left to die because the family couldn't take care of them. These are emotional animal cruelty and abuse. Hitting your animal a little bit is not abusing them, it's just trying to set them straight. But kicking them and neglecting them by leaving them outside, especially when they're an inside animal, can be considered abuse. One way to make sure you don't cross the line is that if you wouldn't do it to your child, don't do it to your pet. There's only so much that an animal can take before they're physically damaged, just like humans. Animal use in science. As I learned in psychology last semester, the IACUC, Institutional Animal Care Use Committee, reviews experiments before they're done to make sure the animals are not wrongly used and that they're necessary for the experiment. In this case, it is not considered cruelty. It's considered an advancement in science, which is important for human success. Vivisection is cutting open live animals, which is a harsh and unneeded practice. Mice and rats are forced to carry human diseases so that they can be observed, but their chemical makeup is not identical to humans, and sometimes the results can be even more trouble. The American Anti-Vivisection Society is doing work to combat the archaic method of vivisection by developing technology to take animals' place. These alternatives should help scientists realize that animals are not necessary in their labs. All right, we've discussed cosmetic use, cruelty versus discipline, and scientific use with animals. But what are you supposed to do with this information? Well, to combat the cosmetics, do your research before buying anything. Always do a quick Google search. Sometimes they'll say they're cruelty-free on the label, but there's no law specifically saying that they have to say whether or not they are. So a lot of times they'll just slap a tag on there saying it's cruelty-free, but really they test on animals, whether it's here in the US or across seas. Treat your animal like you treat your child, and you just won't reach abuse. They love to be cuddled, they love to be held, they love to be paid attention to. Treat them like a child, and you won't be hurting them. Support AAVS's work, or if you're a sciencey person working in a lab, speak up if you feel any of the animals that are being used are treated unfairly. It's amazing what one small voice can do. Animals have been around longer than humans have, and nowadays, a lot of them have to be protected by law so that they're not hunted or poached. Be the change. Let the professionals do the hunting to get you your venison. Let nature take its course. Wolves eat deer. Don't shoot the deer so the wolves don't lose their food. Buy faux fur and pleather instead of real fox fur and cow leather. Animals do a lot more to the environment than humans could ever imagine, and they depend on us to protect them from us. Thank you.